My ex-fiancée came back in my life 5 years after she cheated in my life and wants us to get married. I just made this throwaway account so she probably won't know. Backstory: my 31M ex-fiancée 30F cheated on me when she went to USA for her MD 5 years ago. We live in India. Then she stated the reason that I wasn't earning enough and the person she found is much more compatible with her. We were engaged at the moment. We both met through our common family friend as to get married. Arranged marriages in India is a lot more common than a lot of other countries, so we nearly dated and knew each other for a year before she went to USA for her MD. As I mentioned earlier, I am a government employee, IPS. In my state I do earn a good amount of money according to Indian standards. So when she broke up the engagement and we knew the reason why, her family was in a pretty bad position as cheating is treated really harsh here, and a lot of rumors about me and my family also started, but we made it through. So for the current situation, my ex-fiancée came back from the US after completing her MD in 2021, I don't know exactly when. After that again she went radio silent, and in January of 2023 she out of nowhere started to message me asking how I was and other small details. I didn't wanted any drama, so I just talked with her in a civil manner and thought nothing of it. Then she started to call too, which was weird. She told me that she was sorry for that she cheated, and I genuinely thought she wanted forgiveness, so be it. I also didn't wanted to hold a grudge. Then she came to my bungalow. I still don't know how she got the address. We government officials are allotted bungalow by the government. She came and started the talk by how her time in USA was the greatest and all. Then suddenly she proposed of us getting married again. I refused as she had cheated already, and since then she has been pushing for it. Her family as well as the common family which introduced her and me are forcing us now, and how that was just a mistake. Same thing is happening with my extended family. My parents and sister understand that cheating is a big problem and aren't forcing me. So I am pretty sure I am not going back. But why did she came back? She will make like 4 times my money in maybe 4 or my years. So yeah, that's my story. Update. Hello everyone, it has been quite a week for me now. I'll start from where I left. I followed few advices from here and talked about this with her parents as well as her, and they seemed to unlock it, or I thought everything was fine for a month or so. Then one day I was invited to a party from her side. It was an invitation for her engagement, and my parents as well as few of my relatives persuaded me to just go in that as it was outside my state, so I took an official leave. Was not easy to get as IPS handles a lot of stuff, and went with my family and relatives. I was happy that she moved on, but it was pretty quickly I thought, and when we arrived there I made small talk with her and all. I asked who was the lucky guy. She just said I wasn't allowed to know, and all. I thought it was just a tease. 2 days passed, and the day of her engagement when I arrived at the venue, behold, I was the one. It was quite the shock for me, and the worst thing of all, my parents were involved this time. I thought they supported me, but sadly I was incorrect. It seems I was in awe. What could I do? And her parents, literally not gonna lie, literally just wanted to bribe me into marrying her. They said, "We bought an apartment for both of you, and if you want we'll put this in your name, and in the wedding we will be giving an SUV in cash." As in Indian wedding dowry is just too fucking common, and I am against it. Okay, let's continue now. I was just like, wow, it's like a fucking movie, and everyone, literally everyone was like, she is beautiful and she is a doctor, what else you want in her? And then the blame shifted towards me as why won't I just marry her? She did a mistake and want to amend herself, and I won't accept her because of my male ego, as she earns more than me and she'd stooped so low that even my parents were on her side now. My sister wasn't invited as she was really with me and against her, and a shit ton of things happened. I am writing this on my day off when I can write. Haven't talked to literally anyone since except my sister. I'm feeling really fucked up now. What should I do? Please give me some advice. Please. Update. My ex-fiancée has sabotaged my relationship with my parents for the worse. 1 year later. Hello Reddit, it's been a while since I last posted here. I have been nearly at the edge of a psychotic breakdown in the last 3 months and has been visiting a psychiatrist and not in a really good environment. So for the real update, after the stunt pulled previously, I didn't talk to my parents for nearly a whole month as I missed them. I went to visit them, and after a bit of small talk I told them I was disappointed that now even they were supporting her. They just shrugged and said I was being a big baby as I was so older now and they wanted grandchildren now. I was pretty sad after listening that they just told marriages are about sacrifices and blah blah blah. I was just listening to them and I got ahead of myself and asked if mom cheated on dad, would you take her back? I would say I got ahead of myself and received a tight slap on my face. I just stood up and left, and after I returned to my bungalow and started receiving calls from them, I just ignored it for the day. After nearly 2 weeks my papa came to talk and we talked for a long time, and he said he understood but said she didn't cheated on me technically as we weren't married and we shouldn't judge her on her past actions and people change, and it just went back and forth for a long time and nothing productive, and he just left after that. During this time I was in contact with my sister and nothing much, but 4 months ago I received kind of an ultimatum that either I get married to her or find someone else quickly, but they would still prefer her, and the only person who was with me, my sister, was now kinda on her side too. Why? you ask? Because she was gifted a whole bottom car by her and she now was a great person, and now literally everyone has now told me either I marry or go my way and not to talk to them every. I don't want to be alone, please help. Relevant comments.
Hello OP, are you from the northern India by any chance? I am unmarried Indian woman in her mid-30s, so I do understand the amount of pressure you must be facing to get married. But, just because you don't want to be alone due to your family ostracizing you is not a good reason to get married to the wrong person. All the people pressuring you are not the ones who will have to look at her every day and every second of their life. You will suffer if you bend to your family whims. There must be elders in your family or young people who will support you to not marry this woman. Take their help. Go nuclear on your family and hers. They may even threaten you. Don't fall for it. Whatever the threat, you do the same and repeat their threat back to them. My petty bottom would just agree to marriage, pretend, but I would pre-record a video of all your ex-fiancée and her family past and present actions, how it affected you and how your family supporting this person over you, their own son, and forcing you for this marriage against your wishes and happiness. I would play this surprise video just before the wedding and leave immediately for a nice vacation. But this is just wishful thinking. Under no circumstances, don't marry this woman. She is willing to buy your family affection with money. She will make you suffer a lot tomorrow, be it she may cheat again or will put false cases on you if don't do as she wishes. That life will be hell. If everything fails, well, just turn away from your family. Block them. Make sure your relatives know why your parents and sister are blocked. Anyone who suggests that you marry your cheating ex-fiancé, tell them your cheating ex will contact them as they are willing to give up their son or someone in their own family is available to marry her. See how fast they turn back. Please be strong. You are only 32 years old. You are an IPS. A lot of people will come forward to marry you. If you don't want any dowry, double the amount of family are willing to give their daughter to you. Be strong. Our society is brutal, but it's your life. Time to take it back. I made an account just for this. Do update. I will look forward to hear some good news from your end. Take any and every help to stop this so-called marriage.
Another Redditor commented on it saying, she has had her fun on the other side. Now she wants to settle down with a man she already knows. This will be an easier option than finding a new man from the scratch again and even confessing to him about her cancelled marriage and her cheating. Getting married to you will simply close the chapter on her past cheating scandal. It will also get her relatives and acquaintances to stop talking about her cheating and cancelled engagement. So it's an easy win for her and her family. You need to think about yourself. If you don't want to marry her, then simply tell her that you do not view her as a romantic partner. Tell her that even though you forgave her as a person, you cannot just go back to the way things were while you were engaged. You are a different person now and do not view her as a life partner. Be firm. Maybe threaten her with a restraining order. You are a police officer, you should know how to set up a restraining order.